Okay, graphing. So the first one, we're going to start with what is the base? What is the base? So the base is 2. So I need 2 to the negative 1, 2 to the 0, 2 to the 1. And I always start with the same pattern there. Okay, so 2 to the negative 1 is a half, 1, 2. And that's how I develop my 3 kind of original points. Then there's a -3 in the transformations. So which letter would you put that on? A, a B, C, or D? A D. So I'm going to do that kind of math work. Y -3. What is a half subtract 3? -2.5. Okay, as well, asymptote, where would your asymptote be? It normally is at 0, so it should be at y equals -3. So that's the idea behind there. It's a graph that's increasing because our base was larger than 1. Domain range. So the domain is -infinity to infinity, and the range is -3 to infinity with a, what kind of bracket? Round. Okay. What is the base? 1/3. Okay, I get people who get confused with the 2. The 2 is not part of that. The 2 is an A, which is an afterthought. Okay, don't apply it to the exponential piece. Okay, so repeat the same kind of start. Your base to the -1, base to the 0, base to the 1. Without your calculator, can you tell me what 1/3 to the -1 is? 3. You flip it to the other part of the fraction. You reciprocate it. And then to the 0 is always 1. To the 1 is always itself. Okay, original points. Transformations, we have an A. So I'm going to be multiplying my y's by 2. Before you graph the points, do you know where your asymptote will be? It's going to still be at 0. It didn't move. The only way to move that is up or down. Okay, and my function is decreasing because my base was 1/3, which is something that's getting smaller, right? Your population is 1/3 of what it was, so it's getting smaller. Domain range is same domain. Range is 0 to infinite. Okay, next we have a log graph. So just first, what's my base? 5. So I still start the same. Okay, so I still start the same. I take my base to the -1, to the 0, to the 1. What is now the difference? This is where I change stuff. Result, comma, exponent. So that is the only, that's where I change it. For transformations, it's just the 3, which is a B, a C, which is going to go x minus 3. Physically, I'm moving left, so I can already put my asymptote somewhere as well. Left. So my asymptote is left 3. Okay, graph those 3 points, and obviously they should make sense. And you kind of understand the basic shape of a log. So the domain on this one should be -3 to infinity, and the range is the infinite one. So that is vice versa of our exponential graphs, right? You always have one that's infinite and one that has a number with it. So last time the domain was the infinite. Now our range is the infinite one, right? Okay, rewrite this, which is a log equation, in exponential form. I'm just going to label these. So this would be the base, this was the result, and this would be the exponent. So it's going to look like this. 5 cubed is the result, 125. Okay, and then going backwards. So 2 is the base, 5 was the exponent, 32 is the result. So I'm going to go log. Little number is the base. Result equals exponent. Okay? Hopefully that's your like free points on your test. Okay, number 5, solve for x. What would your strategy be here? Right now it's a log equation. What do you think we should do? Switch it to exponential. So this is the base, this is the result, this is the exponent. So can you move it into exponential form? We're going to do all this without our calculator, by the way. Okay, 3 cubed is 27. Minus 7. Divide by 4. What should I do before I move on? I have to quickly check that this is what? Positive. So if you plug a 5 in there, is it good? Yeah. Okay. What would you do with an equation that looked like this? It's a special type. Same base. You could log both sides, but that's a whole lot more work. I want you to think of this as solve. You can do it without a calculator. Okay, which base am I going to use? 5. 5 is the base. So therefore, that side I will not change. How do I rewrite 1/25? 5 to the -2. Okay, so remember your rules with the negative exponents. And now at this point, I'm using, if the bases are the same, those exponents have to be the same. So x plus 9 will equal -6x plus 2. I get a lot of mistakes there. Forgetting, I always get that distribution, and then people who forget that one. Okay? Careful there. Don't do that one. And I'm going to tell you, and there's still going to be 2 or 3 of you that are going to do it. Don't forget it. Okay, so I'm going to move the 6x. So I got -1. Can exponents be negative? Yeah, totally. They can be negative. Do you know that you can be your own answer key? You can go in there and just plug that into your calculator, because if you have your calculator, right, you can just go check it. Okay, estimate. So when you see that question, I want 1 decimal as an estimate, okay? 1 decimal will be your estimate. I need to see some work, so let's do some work with the base of 3. So what do we know? So 3 to the 1 is 3. We know 3 squared, 9. 3 cubed, 27. What's the next in this one? 81. So I'm trying to get to 40. I'm trying to end up with a result of 40. So my exponent is somewhere between a 3 and a 4. So I'm going to go these symbols, which means approximately equal to 3 point. It's a good educated guess here. 3.2. Okay, basically I would accept 3.1, 3.2, 3.3. Anything over the 3.5 is probably not good, because I'm a lot closer to that than that. Also, I get answers like this, and I have to deduct points. This is sometimes what people give me. That is wrong. Remember, the log expression equals just the exponent. I just want the exponent. I don't want this. Does that make sense to you? I can see that you did the work right, but you're answering it wrong. Okay, find the value of this. Okay, we're going to work this first. When you work these, you have to work inside out, kind of. Okay, so my brain is doing this. The base of 2, some exponent gave me a result of 8. So that's what you are thinking there. So we get a 3, right? 2 cubed. Now, on this one, my brain is going to think the base of 3, some exponent resulted in 3. So that exponent needs to be a 1. Okay? Again, I get this a lot. People answer me 3 to the 1. That is incorrect. I just want the exponent value. That's all, right? At the end of a log, it's just equal to exponent. Okay, on this outcome on your test, I'm thinking about log rules. So I'm asking myself, how can I get a 45? I'm allowed to use a 5, a 9. I can times, divide, use exponents. Don't forget, exponents include square roots, cubed roots, and whatever else, but I won't go past that. So 45 could be the same as 5 times 9. Okay, that's how I got a 45. How do you separate this with the rules? You separate with an add. Okay, this would be something on the test where I see people getting stuck. They can't figure out how I got a 0.6. Okay, you're allowed to use a 5 or a 9, multiply, divides, exponents, square roots. Can you get me some kind of combo? How to get a 0.6. And I have one on the test that might be about this difficult. What did you say? 5 divided by 9 is 0.55555, which is not 0.6. Which is sometimes what people would have done on the test because they think it rounds. I want exactly 0.6. Do I have to put some candy in out here for what is it? Root 9 divided by 5. Okay? Star, put a wink on that, whatever you do. You gotta practice getting a combination, how to get that. Okay. understanding how to write the square root of 9 is the same as 9 to a half exponent, right? So separating, we go a half log A9 minus log A5. Okay, so please make sure when you're doing your combo that you only use those 3 things: divide, times, exponents. Okay, don't forget squared and cubed roots. Got it? Did you write it down? Okay, so exponents of a half, exponents of a third. You can use those. Okay, number 10, separate. Oh, that's snow scraping. What is it? How many units am I going to have when I'm done separating this one? You're going to have 3 units, okay? Because that is a unit. So log A6 is its own thing. And then there was a times, so I add 2 log A x minus 4, okay? This, for some reason, always is throwing people off, okay? You can't separate log A x and log A 4. You can't separate them, okay? Because there was no multiply between them or anything like that. Minus log A 8. Okay, put it back together. So log B of, put it back together. How does that look? Do we match? Okay, I think I put one of each of those on there, so that whole page, 9, 10, 11, you have exactly that in your test. Okay, number 12, what would you do to this? What's your first step? Yep, group it. Group it. So log 6 of group. Group it back together. It was separated. So those 2 units would get multiplied now. Okay. Then I've talked about this strategy before. If it's a log equation, you group and then you do what? Change. Change the form now. So I grouped it, now I'm going to change its form. Can you change it to exponential form? Base to an exponent equals a result. Base exponent equals results. Okay, finish it off on your own. It's all algebra. I'm guessing you might have a quadratic factoring equation. No? Is there no x squared? Oh, because there's no x. Wait, yeah. How do you not have a quadratic? What? Oh yeah, but you had a quadratic. Oh, like the formula. No. Okay, after you're done though, you cannot move on until you check something. So I have to make sure that those results are never negative. They're always positive. Sorry, I shouldn't say never negative. Also, they can't be 0. They have to be positive. So 9, that's good. 9 minus 5, good. Plugging in a -4, not good on both of them actually. Even if it's on one of them, it's just not good. Okay, next, a log equation. So step 1 is group. So I'm going to just do this side. So group, always start with your groups if you need to. So subtract means divide. Okay, I'm not going to change the form on this one. I'm going to now understand this is log 3 of something, log 3 of something. Conclusion, this equals that. Because I had the log of 3 on both sides, okay? So always start with the same first step, group it together if you need to. Here I just change, but here I can just do the equation property of equality. Okay, I'm going to times by an x minus 2. Anybody getting that? Same thing, a fraction? I'm going to leave it because I don't like decimals. What do you think when you plug it in? Well, that would be positive. If you plug it in there, is it still good? This minus 2 is positive. Okay, 13. So it's an exponential. We don't have this special exponential because I'm not going to write anything here with the same base. So I'm going to log both sides. Exponential, log both sides. Okay, it's kind of the flip-flop. Log, we were kind of thinking change to exponential, now we change to log. Use the rules. So the rules go log 5 plus x plus 3 log 7. Did you notice my brackets? That's important there. That's another common mistake. Okay, you can distribute the brackets next. Next strategy is to put anything that has an x on one side of the equal and everything that's not x onto the other side. You should then GCF an x out. And then to get x alone, you would divide. Is anybody really confident in their 3 decimal answer already? If you're ahead of me. What'd you get? 3.041. I got a second to your answer, Valerie. That's third. I got a third. And guess what? On your test, you can go back, put it in, see if you're right. Okay, so those ones you would have to go 3 decimal places for me. Okay, what would you want to do? So we're exponential here, so I would want to, well, can't put anything in the same base, so that's out. So I'm going to log both sides. Instead of doing the log of both sides, what could I do to help myself out? The natural log of both sides. And I'm doing that because I saw an E. Apply the rules. Okay, the reason I did that was because in this I get an ln of E, which is 1. Why is it 1? Because it has a base of E and a result of E. So distribute. Move X stuff. Anybody want to confirm my number? Okay, again, you can plug that back in. Say, did I do it right? You're your own answer key on those ones. No, but I guess I should do that. You would be deducted marks on like this if you did on something like this and you said x equals 1. I'd be like, well, why do you have an x in there? What is x? Right? Okay, so word problems, you're going to have a money question, a population growth, bacteria growth question, and then there was either the earthquake or pH. Okay? So I'm going to tell you there's a 100% chance population bacteria, a 100% chance of the money question, and there is a third one, and I'm not sure if it's the earthquake or pH. Okay? Okay, apparently I didn't write the formula down for this. What is it? Equals. Okay, let's go with that. Sorry. Every time on your test or something, I will give you a formula. I don't know why I didn't. Okay. So A is the population at the end. So it went from 20 to 26,000. So 26,000 is the end. It started at 20. One plus r to the 8. No, this doesn't make sense. Yes.
It's 2 parts.
What's that? Okay.
Here's to find the right, and we use the right to find the right? Would be the same as the population?
No, because you don't need like logs to do this. Because my...
Well, like would the formula be the same?
Where's like my notes? Where's the formula from your notes? What was the population growth formula? Do you have something with your notes? Right here. Population. Oh, yes. Okay, what is their E formula then?
It says A equals EE to the RT.
Okay, yes, that one. Sorry, redo that one. I was like, if I used that other formula, you wouldn't have any exponent to solve for. Okay, redo. That's the formula. Okay. So 26,000 equals 2,000. E to the R times 8. Okay, I'm going to divide by 20,000. Okay, this happens to come out to a nice decimal, so we can do that. If it doesn't come out to a nice decimal, make sure you're just leaving it as a fraction. Okay, what do you want to do at this point? You have an exponential equation is what you would have right here. Switch it to log, log both sides. So we're going to log both sides. What is better than logging both sides? Natural log both sides. So the rule would apply there to move the 8r into the front. Then I can cross ln of e off and divide by 8. So the population, you should go to 3 decimal places. So I guess I should have said 0.033. Okay, 3.3% population growing. What is the population in 20 years? Okay, so we started at 20,000. E to the R times 20. Okay, why am I putting dot dot dots on this? I'm showing you that I'm just leaving it on my calculator. I'm not touching it. No rounding to the end. Okay, so there, I'm going to go times 20. Times it by 20, so I did that. That's first. Second, now I do e to that answer. E to the answer. And then I times it by 20,000. And you can go to the nearest whole number because it's a people. Okay, so keep it on your calculator, times it by 20, e to the answer, then times it by 2,000 or 20,000, okay? Order of operations. If you don't know how to do that on your calculator, make sure you're calling me over and we'll figure that out, the steps, so you can do that. Okay, a money question. Future value of account. We have monthly deposits being made, so $100 a month, 3% compounded monthly. Can you give me your rate? 3% compounded monthly. Don't forget to divide that by 12. I get a lot of mistakes there. Divide by 12. And then we want to end up with 10 grand. Okay, so filling it in, 10 grand equals 100. Okay, make sure your rate every time has decimal divided by 12. Okay, I'm going to write down the things I'm going to do. I'm going to times by that fraction. I'm going to divide by 100. So that'd be gone, that'd be gone. And then after that, I'm going to add 1. Okay, so I'm going to just show you that I'm doing all of those things together. If that is some decimal number that doesn't stop, please make sure you keep it on your calculator. Never rounding here. Okay, this is exponential, which means I'm going to log both sides. So once I log both sides, that n gets pulled to the front, and that's the piece that helps me solve. So my calculator, I'm getting 89.36, da 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 da. Everybody matching that number? 80. But how should I answer this? How many pay periods is it going to take me to get to that money? It's going to take me 90 payments. Okay? 89 full payments, and then one other payment, which is not even $100. Okay? Make sure you do 100% chance both of those questions are on your test. And then, I didn't put it on there, but make sure you practice either the pH one will be on there or the earthquake one.